Cinema. When I hear this word, you may think of The Godfather, Empire Strikes Back, or A Space Odyssey. But when I hear this word, I think of the best film ever made, Shark Side of the Moon. This film is immaculate, to put it lightly. There are Russian sharks that are humans. It's very complex, very deep writing and symbolism here. But these sharks, they walk like this. If you want to watch a bad movie this week, you gotta watch Oh My God, it's so good. If you haven't watched this, which I'm betting you haven't, because you're rational, insane, go watch it, then come back to this video. I don't know why I did that. I'm a white girl now. This movie, I'm just gonna spoil some of the things that happen in case you're not already intrigued by the various images. There is, I'll list some things off. There is a girl who, how do I put this? One of her parents was a human, the other was a shark. Don't think too hard, don't think. What else was there? There is this, which if you're into that, each their own. Wow, you're a freak. And cartoony Russian people. I mean, that one's weaker than the other two. But, oh my god. There's like this weird whale shark dog. There's so much. It's so good. So, the movie starts. We're just gonna do a brief little recap on the movie. It's gonna be a pretty short video. This is my Shark Tank pitch to. The movie starts with some Russian people. Everyone's born Russian. This is a fact. You know this. Duh. History. It's shown it. Every Russian person is just evil. But there's these Russian scientists in this big lab, and there are these massive pools, or just one, I don't remember, it's just a pool, with all these lasers blocking the pool. And one of the scientists is like, oh no, the pool is, the lasers are off, so the creatures can escape. And the other scientist is like, oh, you're just being silly, live a little, come on, wait. You're just be silly. They fix it, but it's too late because the creatures, this is what they look like. Do you love them? They're very cute. They get out and they're going crazy. And the main thing about them that kind of kills, if the movie even tried to have them be intimidating, it is immediately just killed because they do this and the motions don't scale properly with the scenes. Like, the proportions are just completely off. Like, there's this one. What the main scientist that was trying to fix the boo-boo, he is like, oh no, the sharks, they're gonna kill me. What do I do to escape? Do I drive? No. Do I get a plane? No. I'm gonna get a rocket ship, because that's how you escape the bad guy. If you're ever being robbed, get on your local rocket ship and fly away. He gets on the rocket ship, he's turning it all on, then all the sharks have killed everyone in the facility. It is just him and 50 shark people. It's so funny. They start crawling into the ship, and then once they're on the ship, they just open the door and they get in, and they just stop attacking him. They just sit there and just wait for him to leave. And so then he flies away on the ship, and all the sharks fly away to the moon, and they crash on the moon. This is the first 5 minutes of the movie, by the way. Oh my god. And then it cuts to modern day, which is when the movie gets extremely boring. It's 20 minutes. Where the movie tries to act like it's smart and knows physics and stuff. I mean, I don't, and I admit I don't. But the movie acts like it tries to know what it's talking about. Where there's all these pilots and technicians in the plane. They're all just yapping. And they all have AirPods in, which is their high-tech communication device. 20 minutes the scene goes on, and it's 3 angles. It's the base of the room, the front view, and then the 2 sides of the other operators, and they just sit there and talk and talk and talk for a million years, and then they finally get on this baller spaceship and they fly the moon for a mission. I don't know what it was. It was a mission. They're about to land, and then the ship gets some weird radio interference or something. There was a meteor, I don't know. They crash. And then once they land, they're like, oh my god, we're stranded, we're screwed. What do we do? And then this guy shows up. He's pretty cool. And he has his daughter. And she doesn't have any oxygen tubes. Oh, by the way, they have these feeder tubes of oxygen that are just made of plastic. And it works for the moon. Science is irrelevant. And then once they see the girl, oh, how can she breathe on the moon, because duh. And then the guy is like, oh, this is my doctor, she's my doctor, she's my... It's all he says for this entire sequence. And then she's just looking at them the whole time like that, and it's very weird. And then initially the camera pans to her back where there's a shark fin, and then the Russian guy's, oh, she's my doctor, it's fine, she's my doctor. And then all the other American pilots are, they're like mortified because, you know, birds and the bees, and that's... I'm gonna skip over a lot of the main movie because a lot of it it tries to have some story, but just don't care about it. And then it introduces us, because one of the main guys in the American crew, one of them gets kidnapped by the shark people, and then once they try to like interrogate him to how to start a ship that's on their planet, because they want to go home and eat, like, to Earth and eat people, because evil Russian shark people. I have hiccups now, god damn. Oh yeah, and the interrogator for the shark people, she's like the only very feminine shark, and she looks like this. She's like, oh, how we start the rocket, blah blah blah. And then the guy's like, oh no, I don't know. And then one of them, they either cut his leg off or bite it off. I don't know. He's like, ooh, owie, ouch, that hurt a lot. And then she's like, aha, we got their information. Anyway, even though we chop his leg off because we're evil Russian sharks. And so then they walk away. He's like, oh man, this sucks. And so then the Americans and the Russians, they're in like this tubule. And they put on the other dude's silly, goofy caps and his weird tubes, and they're fine now from any aspect of the moon's atmosphere or gravity or anything, because, you know, it's movie, it's good. And then they start exploring the shark colony, we'll call it, and more of the CGI blobs start attacking them. Once they explore, I'm just gonna skip through a lot of it, because a lot of the between the beginning and the end, there's so much nothing in this movie. It is just so much nothing. It is just, they look around, they go, oh my god, this useless thing. Woo! And then they move on with the story. And so at the very end, they're trying to escape. And, oh, everyone who put on the silver cap just like voluntarily put on a Soviet hammer and sickle. I don't know why. Then they get a ship running. This horribly convoluted mess happens where they it's kind of like the end of Death Note, where it's like they have to flip the books around. They flip the ships around with different shark people on it, because one shark, the main shark lady, she wants to go to Earth, and obviously the people want to go to Earth. And there's 3 ships. There's the one they took to get there in the modern day. There's the old one in 1984, and then there's a third one that just is kind of there. And so they do this weird thing where they try to trick the shark into going on to the one that's right, where there's one that's wrong, and then there's the one that the Russian guy takes and crashes into the shark colony because he wants to kill them before they can leave. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just gonna put something in the background now. And then the human people eventually leave. Some of them die. I don't know which ones died. Some of them, I don't know. I don't know a single character's name in this movie. And then they get to Earth, and it's so gross. Shark girl thing. Oh, she's a traitor, by the way. I forgot to mention that. She was like working with the weird shark people because, duh, she's a shark. And so then she's like, I'm actually not a traitor. We're all friends. Friendship is powerful. And so then she just stops working with shark people. Okay, once they get on Earth, the shark girl hybrid thing proceeds to give birth to like 30 sharks. And they're in this little raft thing. And it's just like, it's like a Gatling gun. It's just, they just fly into the ocean. And then she's like, oh no, my babies, I have to save them. And so she swims after them. And the main 2 characters are just like, oh my god, what just happened? The movie just ends. Did you like it? I hope you like it. It's a very good movie. It's very good. This movie, you don't even need to consume substances to enjoy it, because oh my god, it is so good. I watched it on Tubi, and I didn't know about Tubi. Like, I've heard of it obviously because you see the awful ads for it, but Tubi is just a gold mine of cinema. Wonderful films. There's like CGI Gator. Oh my god, we have Velocipaster down there. That's a classic though. Everyone knows Velocipaster. That's cinema as well. It's just it's a treasure trove. It is immaculate. There's so much.